Hello again, YouTube. This is Axis 0096, going to do yet another video review for another UC canon title between 0079 and 0087. And everyone knows this one. This is Mobile Suit Gundam 0083. Now this series is a little later than most of the other in-between shows between Mobile Suit Gundam the original and Gundam Zeta. This show is kind of more or less what we later would call a filler arc, in that it kind of fills in a couple of holes with a lot of crap, some that's not valid, but also lays the foundation for darker events to come further down the road. At the end of the 1-year war, we clearly saw the Federation as a decent, a little misjudgeable entity at that point. But by the end of 0083, their very true colors are revealed. They're just as gray-areaed as Zeon is. That being said, the series has some rather interesting characters. Everybody knows most of the Immortal 4th team. You have Mancha, who's the womanizer. Let's see. Bait and Adele, who pretty much are the powerhouse and leaders of the company. And then you have Lieutenant South Burning, who also heads Chuck Keith and Ko Uraki's team as well, while they're on board the Albion. On the other side, you have the Anaheim's electronics crew. Nina Purpleton is introduced mainly as a naive girl, but she also harbors a distinctly dark secret, that of a former love interest in the show's main antagonist, that of Anavel Gato, known as the Nightmare of Solomon. He single-handedly destroyed numerous enemy units and was a Zeon top ace during the late stages of the 1-year war. It's no wonder this guy stole the Gundam unit GPO-2A, Physalis. It's heavily armored, and it carried a tactical nuclear bazooka on it that it could just fire with pretty dang good precision. The other Gundam in this series, well, is of course the more familiar GPO-1, also known as Zephyrius, and Zephyrius Full Vernier. It's merely a simple upgrade of basic frame Gundam. More or less, it looks like the RX-78 with some modular upgrades. In fact, it's one of the last of the core block system Gundams. The third unit, which is added almost like an afterthought, as many other reviewers have said, is GPO-3, Gundam Denebrium Stamen, or, as its mobile suit mode, Gundam Denebrium Stamen. Gundam Denebrium Stamen, and then you have Gundam Denebrium Stamen Orcus, which is the full mobile armor package. This thing is literally a capital ship killer. And then, little known fact though, the Gebra Tetra is actually GPO-4, Gundam Gebra. It was actually intended to be the 4th Gundam unit of the Gundam developmental project, which was ultimately scrapped because it was incomplete. The series starts out like many of them do, pretty slow pace, but by the end of the show, it's decidedly very dark. The Titans have risen up. Koraki's literally under a year of hard labor and probably told to forget any details of what he did or where he went. Probably threatened with assassinations or killing if he did. It does beg the question, though, of all the UC titles, especially 8th MS Team and 0083 and 0080, a side note is, I am curious what was the fate of all the other Gundam pilots. If I am a betting man, they're either A, running and hiding, or B, they're making life hell for the Federation. They wouldn't be the kind to just stick it and hide. I don't think so. The Zeons did that for almost 17 years after the 1 Year War, and then the Zeon remnants made their last stand in Australia. So I am not going to count out anybody of the 8th MS team, 0083 team, or 0080 team from still being around. That being said, it's highly questionable. After all, the Titans were fairly an elite group right off the bat. They probably went around hunting former Gundam pilots, either telling them, A, join us or die. And probably many of them chose the honorable die option. Anyways, this has been a impromptu review of Gundam 0083 by Axis 0096 saying, Solomon, I have now returned.